of our dwelling period. Maybe we want it to be columns. Well, we'll start it for rows for now. And then get our measures. So we want written. Okay. And then in this instance, we actually want to use our bar chart this way. So evaluation month end. That is not the color we would want. Go ahead. Make it our category. All right. And so now you can start to see, right? This is our written premium, by month, essentially, over time. Now, one thing that I would like to do is to actually go ahead and put in that line of business, right? That custom line of business that we created with the case statement. And we can use that here for our colors. All right. Now, the type of bar chart needs to change. So what it's doing is it's stacking all the different lines of business on top of each other. And we would actually want to make it just a stacked chart. Instead of it being behind, we want it to stack on top. All right, so we can view it this way. And then, so we now have, some color representation here, based on our line of business. We could try and throw in like a group and see if that would be better for our color. Whoops. We would actually want to put it here and kind of do it. Now, I can't say that I necessarily like the way that turned out. I can see, of course, if we were to make the commercial all blue, maybe we make the farm all red or whatever it might be, right? To kind of make them the same. But you would have to go in and change those individually. To do that, come in, right, and actually, go through the individual lines and then make them whatever color you would like. Now, for this demonstration, we're not going to do that, but I at least wanted to show you, right, how you can start to build out these, visualizations. All right, and then for us, what we want to do, so we just created a discovery, right, that uses the enforced policy count as the color. Well, if we're going to build a dashboard, we would want to keep that as the theme, right? So let's go ahead and do that then. Let's put our enforce on our written premium here. Take a drink of my coffee real quick. All right. And so now you can start to see the colors change here. That's interesting. I can't say I like this specific color pattern. I'll keep, I guess, the purple look, not for any specific reason, other than, of course, it's just what we did on the first one. Generally using the same measure and the same color, right, within the different charts. If you're going to put them on the same dashboard, it makes a lot of sense to the end user that way, right? Otherwise, you're going to end up, trying to explain to the person, hey, this color on this chart means this, but that color on that chart means that, and sometimes keeping that continuity, if you will, is really the driving force and the understanding, by the end user. If they don't understand what they're looking at,